Okay, let's go.
All right.
Yeah,
Anyway,
we started.
2,
Hey.
1. Okay, so for all of you who don't know, this the semifinals of the bronze silver bracket of the Day Night Tournament
We
League.
don't got gold plat.
It's not. These guys got promoted, I guess. I double checked with Faust, and he said this was bronze.
No, that's fine. I meant, do we have the gold plat?
Oh, do we have it? No, we don't.
Oh,
Yeah, he's wrapping them all up. Don't worry about it. We'll either do it.
No, that's fine. I was actually going to assume that they just didn't want to stream.
Post, where are the replays?
Where are the replays going?
Where are the other replays going?
It's full of fuck ups. I'm sorry to hear that, Faust.
Where are the replays?
Sorry to hear that, buddy.
Okay, so spawning on the top right of Overgrowth Ladder Edition here in the semifinals of the Day Night Tournament League, we have Frieddirt as our orange Protoss player, representing Team Swanky.
That hesitation. In the bottom left, we have his opponent in the green, the Zerg, from Clan Dos. It is Shmeegeggy, also known as Shmeegeggy.
Shmeegeggy and Faust. We'll keep that off stream for now. I don't
That's fine. You do not need to explain the degree of F-ups. Save your 5 minutes, good sir.
It's okay. It's all okay. So, Frieddirt, likely going for the Forge Fast Expand as that pylon at the natural has been placed. Which is interesting. I don't know. The last week that we saw Frieddirt play, we saw some pretty non-Fried typical play.
Pretty sure he was getting influenced by Fade to some degree.
Yeah.
Fade is a kind of influential Protoss player in these parts. I'm kind of starting to believe.
You forgate, or I kill you.
I mean, it's kind of funny, really, because the guy's like, yeah, it was probably maybe a little cheesy, maybe a little bit, but like he keeps climbing those ranks. You can't ignore that. It's like plat now.
Oh shit! Shut up, you damn phone! Beep beep. And the spotting pool. A little over halfway done. Here at 2 minutes and 40 seconds. So the pool first from Shmee, which Frieddirt does scout. The wall is nearing completion.
So far, Shmeegeggy not doing anything too particularly unusual. Pull first, going into gas.
Looks like he's probably going to get speed here fairly early.
Here comes the expansion. So just timed out to be slightly safer against earlier pushes, nothing particularly weird there. Frieddirt, on the other hand, is apparently feeling pretty pressured because he's waiting a real long time to throw down this Nexus. He's getting down everything in front of his face. What's that?
I guess he saw that pool before hatch and felt that maybe something was coming a little bit early. I don't really know what he read there, but
yeah, double cannon.
The first few lings are out, and of course he pulls the harvesters off the gas, and I'm assuming he's going to begin speed here very shortly.
Yeah, he's just resuming his normal build from there.
Yeah.
And okay, yeah. Is he trying something sneaky? Second gas. Still no Nexus. There's no Cybernetics core either. Uh-oh. That's actually a little bit of an issue.
Frieddirt, yeah, I mean, he just wants to stay really safe.
He should be doing one or the other. Either where we got a Cybernetics core for some weird kind of one-base thing, or we should be seeing a Nexus any second now. Guess he's still just collecting resources for that. Anyway, yeah, what's Shmeegeggy up to?
Dropped a Roach Warren. Put some workers back onto the gas. And he's got a few lings out on the map right now, so he's also got that Overlord at the natural, so he knows that there's a wall there with at least one cannon. Ooh, is he gonna go for a bust? He drops down a Baneling nest, so maybe a two-base timing from Shmee. Yeah, that Nexus is just now going down for dirt. Cybernetics score not even halfway done yet, so he's a bit behind I wonder if Shmee's gonna push out soon with some banelings. It could be pretty ugly.
No pylon in the wall. If he's able to catch this in time, like delay it a little bit, or if he even no, well, yeah, if things were timed out a little better, he could get up a sentry in time. Even just one would buy him enough time to get up a couple more buildings and just make the wall a little bit more secure. But I don't know. It depends on how it gets controlled, really.
He's got nothing out on the map right now. He's just safe to turtle back at home. I don't really see how he'll find this massive links here at the Zilnaga Tower. He does have a mothership core on the way, which he could use to do a little scouting, but we'll see what it decides to do with that. And also keep it at home. Probably a better choice for photon overcharge. Looks like Shmee's pulling back a little bit.
I don't actually think he intends to go through with this attack, or we'd be seeing a lot more lings come out.
Yeah.
Like, the actual initial attack with the banelings is not even really the important part of that. It's how many lings survive that can start working away at the probes. And this number's not quite what you want for that.
He's actually researching speed for both banelings and roaches right now, so
Ooh,
down
fancy.
to nearly no gas. So I think you're right. You know, he didn't really produce any lings behind that. He's just been droning up. Now he's preparing to get some upgrades, so it definitely looks like he's going to be waiting for a little while. He's using these lings out here on the left side of the map, just to, scout around and make sure that Frieddirt isn't trying anything funny. Frieddirt just still chilling at home.
Yeah, both players ultimately, it's kind of ending up in a... I think they're kind of ending up in a normal place here. Robo tech from here,
Yeah.
getting a mortal observer.
Pretty much past
Probably
the
see
point
you.
where you'd see some gimmicky play out of Frieddirt or Shmee. But,
Yep.
Yeah, things are starting to look pretty standard now.
Centrifugal hooks is still interesting, though. Part of me kind of hopes that we actually see someone at some point just do the whole baneling drop thing.
Yeah.
But I don't know. I feel like I'm
especially-
dreaming there.
Yeah, there goes the third base for Shmee. He's going to need a lot more gas income here if he's going to want to do both roaches and banelings. That's kind of an interesting composition. I expect that he'd go into Roach Hydra, especially against Protoss. Frieddirt, of course, still on 2 bases. And no sign of a Robo Bay.
All right, well, looks like we're going to have, 28 lings. I was like, I guess we're going to have to just chill for a bit, but it looks like maybe he's trying to consider getting something done, I'd say, with that.
I mean, he's got a good gas bank now. He decided to actually go with Surge missile attacks level 1 instead of claws. So this indicates that he's definitely going to go for some roaches or hydras. Yeah, and there goes the Hydra Den as well. I think it's pretty interesting that he's gone down, looks like he's planning to do Roach Hydra, but also mixed in the centrifugal hooks in there, as you mentioned.
Yeah, the banelings.
13 banelings in production. And Frieddirt sees all with that observer.
Oh, boy. Well, let's see. The reaction back home should be start to add some more buildings, maybe warp in a couple sentries. No reaction.
I mean, there's always the chance
Stalkers.
that... Well,
I guess
so he's
maybe
coming
not.
out.
The thing is, he's got so much stuff that actually he'll probably be okay.
Yeah.
But yeah, actually fighting from out here is probably not the smartest thing. Presuming Shmeegeggy actually runs forward and attacks with this.
Yeah, and there's also the chance that Shmee will just A-click and lose a lot of banelings just to an immortal as well.
I wonder if he's actually keeping this back here and just watching for the attempt to expand. And then maybe go and try and cancel that. He's got a few lings running forward. He sees this pylon and wants to take it out. So I kind of pull the army to the side. Oh, I think Frieddirt smells something wrong.
Another Zealot warp in for Frieddirt.
Hello, Overlord. Oh,
Still a
That
decent
vision from
amount of
the
banelings
orcs.
there. Remember, they do have baneling speed to make them quite a bit more effective. And now
all right.
2-2 on the way, as well as 7 roaches. So Shmee's definitely gearing up for something. He's got a lot of minerals in the bank too. Not so much gas, but he could definitely flood a ton of lings if he has the supply.
So I kind of like overall what Frieddirt's doing here as a Protoss. You know, he's getting some more zealots, it's starting to work. What the hell was that?
He shot his own stalker. I don't know why.
Oh, okay. Other than that, he's getting his upgrades. He's going into Colossus, and he'll probably be able to safely secure this expansion that he's going for when he gets to about 2 of them. We would like to see a few more sentries in there, though. That's very optimistic, having only 1 in there.
Especially with so many lings and the banelings as well is going to need those force fields. And we're also seeing Thermal Lance on the way, so Colossus is going to be thrown into the mix, pretty standard. Charge being researched as well. You know, Frieddirt is coming together quite well. He's got a 3rd base on the way, and it looks like this push is going to cover for that 3rd base.
Nice creep spread.
Yeah, Shmee very well, doing
very good.
Awesome with the creep spread. I would expect a 4th base from Shmee, even with this push. He's just got supply block now. He's just got so many lings.
Oh, he's getting a lot of units out.
So many minerals, excuse me.
From Colossus.
Yeah. Having that observer with you is just awesome. It's a great feeling when you're able to just deny such creep.
And here comes the first part of the fight. Roach is getting a little chunk baiting off of him, and here comes the lings and the banelings.
See, maybe a few force fields here to keep there.
Nice. But yeah, he needs a couple more. Unfortunately, here come the banelings are just not participating in this at all.
Yeah, even with the Colossus there, I think this is going to be a tough fight for Frieddirt, because the Hydras, they're at 2-2, and they do so much DPS. Frieddirt looks like he's just going to hang out in the middle of the battlefield right now. Rallying.
Fall back, see what he can kill on the map. I mean, I don't think this is a bad idea.
Well, he's actually rallying another Colossus and a few other Stalkers, so...
I think the 1 sentry thing is not that bad if you're facing, like, only Roach Hydra. It's just when you get these extra lings in there that it gets a little bit scary.
Yeah, I believe that sentry's actually dead, too.
Yep.
So
this is pure D beta Wings of Liberty Stalker Colossus, and the Colossus are separated.
Colossus are... Oh, no.
Thankfully, that didn't get picked up on, so he's fine. Berserk player? This is actually going real well for Shmeegeggy so far. I mean, other than I think he would like to have a few more army units out right now, but he's got up to 3 bases.
Ooh, he's got 7 Corruptors in production, so definitely a good reaction from Shmee. But there's an engagement here. The Banelings busting on the front line of the Stalkers. Colossus on having to take Natsu yet.
No, and they're getting a lot of DPS in on there, but there's just not going to be anything left on the ground to cover this Colossus, and that's going to force the retreat.
The Hydra DPS is just too much.
Oh.
Frieddirt losing that.
That's expensive. Oh, man.
3rd base is up and running for Frieddirt, but unfortunately it's pretty vulnerable right now, especially to a ling run by. So we have 10 lings in production and a lot of minerals in the bank for Shmee. I'd like to see him expand behind that push, just due to the raw amount of minerals that he has. But yeah, it looks like he's just going to go for the 3rd. This is going to be pretty devastating for Frieddirt.
He didn't get around to building those cannons or the protection for them either, so this is going to be hard to stop in this location. Like,
is he going to
engage here? But
is he going to get the Nexus? Oh, he
ducks out. Yeah, well, yeah, this is just gateway units. So Roach Hydra can deal with this. The problem is there's just not much Roach.
Yeah.
So it's awkward for both players at the moment. Like, both players are going, can I win this fight? I'm not sure.
We do have a lot of gateways up for Frieddirt, so we can easily reinforce this. Yeah, it's got a bunch more Stalkers now. So effectively saving that 3rd base. Surprising. Like you were saying, I figured Shmee would have gone in there and tried to take it out. I'm also surprised that he hasn't taken his own 4th yet.
Keeping the army alive is fine, and to be honest, this is actually not a huge benefit for Frieddirt just yet, because all it's really doing is grabbing him more minerals. He needs to grab these gases. Ooh.
So Shmee gonna be taking
and oh my goodness
route, so perhaps gonna see some swarm hosts here, which honestly I don't think that's necessarily a bad thing, but this kind of lives up to Zero's prediction of all macro games.
Thing is though, like, there is a timing here. If you can get some High Templar warped in and build up some energy on it, he'll have a couple storms plus the Colossus. He'll be able to actually push through the initial Swarm Host wave and just kill it.
Yeah. Really for Shmee, if he's going to go for Swarm Hosts, he just needs to, like you're saying, he needs to protect the first few waves and stay alive until he can get to a huge number of Swarm Hosts. And that's going to be pretty powerful. Actually has 3 Vipers on the way too, so I'm liking that Shmee is actually going to use some of these higher tier caster units to deal with Colossus. with Abduct and Blinding Cloud and the like. Blinding Cloud actually would be surprisingly effective against Stalkers. Just
Yeah, it's really good against any composition that balls up into a tight space. So, for example, does it work on air units? I can't remember because I never see anybody actually use the spell.
I believe it works on everything. Anything that's in the cloud.
So that's something that, in its own way, might actually work against something like Void Rays. Again, not a situation you get to see very often.
Actually, I stand corrected. I looked at Blinding Cloud.
Yeah, it's only ground. Too bad.
This is attack range.
I was going to feel like air units would suck against that.
But
too bad.
We haven't seen any air units out of Frieddirt. Just going to stick with the typical death ball on the ground. Yep. One Colossus throwing some Archons in there. And looks like he has Storm as well. So yeah, Shmee grabbing the 4th, Frieddirt grabbing his 4th as well. This is a pretty big ball here for Shmee. He's a 190 supply to Frieddirt's 165. We're going to see an engagement here. Shmee ducking out, doesn't want to lose too much. Definitely got to get in the right mindset and warm up before you can actually get some good.
He's also kind of in an awkward position at the moment where I think he wants to start getting Swarm House to use this.
Nice Blinding Cloud.
Well,
Storm, but he gets a complete surround. Awesome storms from Frieddirt. Wow, that's actually.
Oh man, those Storms not paying attention. There they go. Gonna lose him though.
Me dropping 80 supply almost.
Oh, now he can kill Swarm House, but he's still sticking with Roach Hydra.
That he can. Wow, he had a great surround there, but Frieddirt landed some awesome storms to even it out and eventually take that engagement. So well done by Frieddirt. He's got a 4th base up and ready to go. Not quite saturated, but likely will be here shortly. Frieddirt trying to advance a little bit, just taking care of some of the creep. It's getting dangerously close to his own base. Shmee with more Roaches and Hydras finished. Gonna head out towards the middle of the map here. Don't know if he wants to engage this ball with the Archon, but perhaps he will. Snipes one of them. Goes into the surround. And gets all the High Templar. And, one Storm gets off. Nice little split there from Shmee, but let's see if this is enough. Hydras do a luck, yes. So.
Yeah, I think it's just slightly too much. I could be able to kill too many of the Hydras even. Oh, but a Warpin from the back.
Reinforcement Stalker's going to drive those Hydras out of there. 38 Lings on the way, and they are rallied. They rallied over to the top left, I think so. Because that run by just the night the 4th could be just awful for Frieddirt.
He's managed to get the creep right there. It looks like he wants to surround him. Oh, Colossus came out though. Let's see if this is enough in the way of circling DPS. I think about Hydras to actually.
Doesn't actually look like it's enough.
Yeah, down to those Colossus at least.
Goes down.
That makes it worth it. Yeah. Like just throwing minerals effectively at your opponent in order to kill a heavy gas unit like that. That's pretty good at this point in the game. But the problem though is that Frieddirt now has 4 bases worth of gas that he can draw from. He's just going to keep being able to make these expensive units.
Yeah, but this little hit squad from Shmee of Roaches and Hydra is going to go over here to the top left. We'll see how much damage they're able to do before Frieddirt reacts.
There's a Warpin.
He's kind of too far away to actually deal with this right now. Okay. And the defensive Warpin, like you said, is going to get cleaned up here by Shmee, but it's just buying enough time for the Archons to show up. But will the Nexus fall?
Nope, he's not going to push it.
He actually ducks out of there.
Did his damage, now he's leaving. Well, actually, did he kill anything? Maybe a probe or 2?
Yeah, the probe count dropped by 2.
Okay.
So, I wouldn't say that was quite worth it.
Well, he didn't actually really lose much either. Like, he killed a bunch of Stalkers that warped in. So, it's okay. Something for nothing, basically. Bizarre little patch of creep that's managed to spread all the way up to the front. It's a big opening in between the middle of them. It's interesting. He's getting the gold base. I think he's going to have a pretty crazy economy pretty soon here.
Yeah, if he can hold that gold, It's a very high yield expansion, and it's going to give him a lot of money. Frieddirt. He's got that gas income, but we'll see where he decides to go with this. We have 10 corruptors out for Shmee, and even though we saw Enduring Locust earlier today, earlier in the match, we haven't seen any Swarm hosts come out yet, surprisingly. So,
I think he's forgotten about it entirely.
Yeah, maybe he's just not too comfortable using Swarm hosts, and maybe you're right. At the same time, he just totally forgot about it. And that's always that. But,
Gold base is finished up. Army for Shmeegeggy has actually now reached more or less max.
Yeah, Frieddirt has been behind on supply almost this entire game. But this is a pretty scary ball that it's got here. A lot of Archons. Wow, 6 Archons.
Yeah, this is a pretty not unusual thing for a Protoss to be in. Those just tend to be a little bit behind this. Or what is weird is that he's behind by like 40, 50 supply. And that's not, again, not the best place to be. Having Storm in there, though, helps a lot.
Definitely. I'd say, there aren't too many Colossus, but a lot of Archons and the Storms are going to make his engagement more powerful for the Protoss. But we'll see one here very, very shortly here. Ooh, great storms there. Now, so many corruptors for only 1 Colossus.
Oh, man. And there's like basically no attempt to get out of those storms at all.
Yeah, but
He's still going to trade okay, though.
He's still stuck in that choke there. Frieddirt. Is he actually going to win this engagement?
He will. He will just barely. The problem is, though, is Shmeegeggy's rebuilding. Like, his ability to remax is going to be so quick.
Yeah. Yeah, we see that the supply is at 140 for Shmeegeggy and 95 for Frieddirt.
So effectively still where we were before. Whoa, no, the difference is upwards to 60 now.
Yeah, with 7 Hydras and 2 Roaches on the way. Frieddirt looking for a 5th, but in the meantime, leaving this top left base exposed. A lot of Lings, a few Hydras, and a ton of Corruptors that aren't going to do too much.
A lot of cannons
on the way.
It'll slow this down a little bit, but it doesn't look like it's going to buy him the time that he needs.
Trying to duck out of there, but he's going to lose a lot of Harvester there.
Basically all of them except for, what is that, 2? 3. Ugh.
Loses that 4th base. The first big successful win for Shmee, taking out that top left base. Frieddirt's going to be set back a little bit. He's trying to grab a 5th. Shmee also has that 5th at the gold expansion, but nothing really mining there just yet.
Shmeegeggy's going to regroup here at his gold base, it looks like. For some reason, everything has been targeted down onto that gold mineral patch. Everybody gather at the second gold mineral patch from the left on the hatchery. See you there. Rolling out to the top. Unfortunately, because of the pathing there, the Corruptors have gotten there first. And almost retracted 2-3 shots, but not quite.
Now Shmee with a massive supply lead.
Yep.
And Frieddirt actually dropping down 2 Stargates. Perhaps he's looking to do a tech switch. I don't actually think he can afford that. He's going to have to mine off this this 5th base here for quite a while. Frieddirt, just going around the bottom right side of the map, try to backdoor his opponent. If you get a couple,
storms would have been amazing, but here's the army forward to engage. Nice storm once again.
1 storm. You see another storm, but I don't think it's enough.
No, only the 2. Close to Colossus.
Oh no.
He's getting pushed away, and now he's going to be pushed all the way back to that base up there, and most likely we'll lose it. Queen, for some reason, is deciding to join the engagement rather than stay home. There you go.
Shmee definitely pulling forward in this fight. Frieddirt is relying on Stalkers now to keep back this Roach Hydra composition.
And Shmeegeggy, once again, just hanging back. Doesn't want to push too far. So I guess he's too worried about overextending.
Looks like he might actually be going for the 3rd now, though.
Ooh.
This could be pretty effective. You can just get in there and snipe it and duck right back out. As it is, Frieddirt is already hurting for money. And losing another base is just going to be awful. Looks like, yeah, that's what's going to happen.
He's getting a fleet beacon. I wonder what he's planning to do with this. I guess maybe some Tempest. Maybe Void Rays.
Oh.
Void Rays would work against the Corruptors, but the problem is all those units will be completely unupgraded if he goes for them. It's be very, very, very weak to the Hydras.
Yeah, very. And Frieddirt trying to counter by taking out this gold expansion. He just might get it.
Yeah, he'll get it.
There it goes.
At the cost of probably most of his stalkers.
Yeah,
oh, nice play.
unfortunately, yeah. I mean, that is going to set Shmeegeggy back a little bit. He's already got a huge bank. He doesn't exactly need all of that money right this instant. And this is going to get cleaned up by Shmee, and he's likely just going to go right back and take that base again.
But yeah, this time there's only this handful of stalkers here, and here comes the rest of the army. Get the supply to 196.
Yeah, this is going to be game for Frieddirt most likely. He doesn't really have enough money to warp anything in. He's going to lose this expansion. Now he's down to 2 bases, both which are completely mined out. And there's the GG. So Shmeegeggy taking game 1 in the semifinals.
Very nice, very nice.
And all right. So congratulations to Shmeegeggy for taking game 1. We are now going to go on to game 2, which will be played on Merry-Go-Round Ladder Edition. Shmeegeggy, oh hi, in the chat.
Hello there, good sir. Casting your games.
That we are. And Frieddirt is somewhere here in the chat.
Yeah, he's there too.
Somewhere.
He's somewhere.
I saw him.
4 messages up. And Zombie. Throwing a shout out to Zero.
Oh, there he is. I do that way too much. Okay, I actually didn't see his name there.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, he's there somewhere.
I thought you were messing with me for a sec.
I think he's there. I don't know. I can't really tell. Okay. Let's get started here with game 2. Swanky.
Swanky, baby. Yep, Team Swanky. Founded by Keisura. Red player, formerly Diamond.
So, spawning here on the top right of Merry-Go-Round Ladder Edition, our Orange Protoss player once again, Swanky's Frieddirt, dropping game 1.
And on the bottom of the map we have his opponent, Dolo Shmeegeggy, our green Zerg. Actually had a really nice macro game with Frieddirt last time, I thought. Like, just a lot of back and forth, a lot of opportunities for both players to...
I like that. That was pretty well played by Shmee.
But yeah, he was just one step ahead of him in a lot of ways.
He reacted appropriately to the Colossi being thrown out there. Pretty much did almost everything right. You know, he took opportunities to take expansions when Frieddirt was out of place. Now, that's not to say Frieddirt did a bad job. He was hanging in there quite a while. Props to him for that. Of course.
So I think we've seen Frieddirt have a predilection for making sure the ramp is up before he goes for the Nexus. I wonder if he'll do that again on this map. Probably, if he sees his opponent go for the fast hatchery, maybe he'll do things a little bit differently. So he gets up here. What's he going to see? He sees the number of drones. It's like the first thing you just do when you get up here is you glance at the number of drones. You look at the gases.
He caught that spawning pool as well.
Yep.
So, pretty similar to what we saw in the last game.
You can actually kind of get a feel for what's going on up here just by hanging out in the natural and watching for the hatchery to go down. Ooh.
Dropping a pylon. And the forge is on the way, so will he try to deny this? I think so.
This is a little bit of a risky maneuver to actually put this down first because if Shmeegeggy just checks...
Wait, Did he check? Oh, he did. He saw it.
Yeah.
He caught
Once
it.
he knows, he can actually
And he
just send that.
canceled it.
He can totally send that drone just somewhere else. It would actually have been better if he did that. Interestingly, he put him in gas.
Shmee didn't actually notice that Frieddirt canceled that.
Ooh, mind games.
Yeah. But Shmee does. Ooh, I
So he's
going back.
he's building the 6 links,
Wow.
and he's gonna go down there and to try and kill that off. Discovered that there's nothing there, and then meanwhile his opponent back home is finishing off his wall off because he knows this is gonna take him off.
Putting a spy crawler at the top of the ramp. He doesn't want to get any more cannons pushed towards him. And
Oh man, he's
see
just
if he
got.
gets it.
It's because he's not even
or
checking.
he's just completely bypassing it.
I
Shmee.
think, oh man.
But the thing is, Frieddirt has the cannon at home. He's ready for this.
He does need to actually finish the wall though,
Yeah, there
because
is
they can
quite
just
a
run
gap.
fast and go into the mineral line and become real
Don't
problematic.
let that happen, Frieddirt. Oh, he drops the Nexus.
And okay, he's dropped the nexus. He's gonna complete the wall. He needs to complete the wall.
Please complete it. No, it's not gonna happen.
Oh, no, but no, Shmeegeggy was
so
so
close.
Oh,
Oh,
but
no.
he does make sure that at least more links can't get in.
Yeah. 4
And
links
these
won't be
links-
too much of a problem for his.
Okay, he doesn't want to fight away from the mineral line. Oh, nice. Gets one. No, doesn't get it. That's okay. Heavily damaged them, so they can't really do much now. Super worried about it.
Me still thinks that there's a cannon there at the natural. This is throwing a pretty
Well-
big kink in his build right now.
I almost don't think either of them is necessarily too far ahead right now, just because Frieddirt's losing so much mining time. But now that the Zealot is out, yeah, this is a scary situation for our Circ player. It's just, if this goes into a macro game, he's going to have nothing for a real long time. Roachhorn, I don't know. Actually, I would have liked Banelings a little more, personally. I mean, you've got that guaranteed pylon structure in the form of that debris that doesn't recharge right there.
Shmee, I mean, it just looks like he's comfortable to
But-
flip links right now. He's got more links out on the map. Researching speed.
Anyway, yeah. Speed will be finished in just a moment. Ooh. Now he's going to try and be real fancy with this. Just hit the grass probes back and forth. Frieddirt's control being very good here. Unfortunately, Shmeegeggy is actually concentrating on that so hard that he can't really do anything with these other plates.
I was going to mention, this is definitely a big distraction for Shmeegeggy. If 4 more links in production, doesn't look like he's going to drop an expansion anytime soon, especially with that Roachhorn there, sitting on one base. He's not even bothering to check that anything is still there.
Oh man, got completely psyched out.
He's trying to do what he can.
Let's see, he's up to about 24 links just hanging out in the middle of the map right now. Still got the 1 or 2 being annoying up there. And I think we've just found Shmeegeggy in a place where he's just not sure what to do now. He's bringing in gas.
I mean, yeah, he's still just
6 roaches, okay.
too psyched out to actually place down a natural expansion despite it being completely safe for him right now. We'll see if he even decides to
No, I
step
think
out anytime soon.
I think he's gone hardcore all in now. He's pulling the lings back. He's building 6 more roaches, and I think once these get out on the map, we're probably going to see him attack. At least, part of me almost hopes that he does, because if he tries to go for the now he knows. He knows that he got mind gamed pretty hard.
That's gotta feel pretty bad.
It's rough, no doubt about it. There goes the base. I'm gonna put down the hatchery now. He's like, well, may as well.
I can catch up. I can still catch up.
At the very least, this allows him to have enough production to spend all of his money that he's going to be pulling in if he starts to saturate this anymore.
Thing is, I mean, this is regardless still a lot of links, especially with the roaches. I think the cannon won't be too much of a problem. And then, you know, Frieddirt does have a photon overcharge out, but we'll see. Maybe he's going to wait for the Baneling nest to actually bust it.
Actually, let's see. Yeah, he does have the ability to cast 1. All right. That'll help. It'll help a lot until everything just goes into the main. Like, you can't really cover both locations. But,
No.
yeah, Shmeegeggy just doesn't... He's waiting for the Baneling nest to finish. He's going to go with that. Bust down the wall. Okay.
We do have 1 sentry as well, with a force field.
That'll help if his reactions are fast enough. I mean, pretty much if you don't have any spotting out here to know that you need to watch for it, it's very, very, very hard to get that force field down. And in this case, there's actually 2 locations that he would need a force field. the debris in the pylon.
And we're going to see a push here very shortly. Let's see
Looks like he's going for that debris.
See if he can save that photon cannon with the force field. Oh, he's ready. He's ready.
And straight for the middle.
Oh no! Just
get the just barely. The explosive radius of the Baneling's is just large enough to actually reach the cannon. Gateway is going to go down. This can get in, but photon overcharges up, and there's just a lot here to defend. So Shmeegeggy's just going to fall back. It's killed actually, I guess, a third of the gateway production, which isn't really all that much. Rebuilding the wall off here. 14 more links. This is this is an awkward place for both players. I mean, for Dirt, he's like, "What are you doing? You had a lot of stuff. You didn't press the issue. Is he just going to wait for that photon overcharge to finish?"
Shmee hasn't really been droning up either. That natural expansion is still completely bare for the most part. It will, like you said, give him some production, especially now that it has Queen there. So, I mean, it almost looks like he's just going to be dumping all of his one base economy into units, and I don't think that's going to.
Well,
I don't think that's going to work out for him.
No, I think he's missing his timing. I think you're right. I mean, just because there's 2 Immortals out, and that's a lot of DPS against these roaches. So even if he gates through the wall,
I almost think that Frieddirt could just counter this potential push here, and then just push out and win. Especially because of these Immortals.
You got to remember, though, that like he's only just now gotten an observer down to the base and has any idea that his opponent's really been totally one-basing.
Yeah.
Like, you can kind of suspect it from the number of units you see on the field, but you can't really know until now.
So I guess got his own pylon, and maybe he's confident to move out now.
Yeah, he's seen what's out there and isn't afraid. But still...
Here he goes.
The 1 sentry, a bunch of stalkers, 2 Immortal push. Very famous.
Now he doesn't have a proxy, so we can't exactly reinforce this push incredibly well. But it looks like 3 zealots, and I think that's enough for him to actually want to push out now.
It's Immortal number 3.
He's actually working on Colossi now. So he's definitely ahead mechanically.
He's got a very, very strong follow-up, as long as he doesn't use all of his army somehow. So getting that pylon would actually help Shmeeg out a lot here. Does cancel it. 2 Banelings are going to run full force, and Protoss retreat slightly. Guardian Shield goes up.
We only have 2 Banelings, and they're all dead now.
Did take out the Zealots. But the problem is the only things left are really, really, really armored units. There's 3 Immortals, and...
Shmee definitely can't win that fight. He's got 24 links in production, and I think that might be enough to help him out here. But not before he takes a ton of damage. Perhaps. Or Frieddirt's going to hang back.
He's going to move right up here, and then he's going to run back to the wall and make sure he can't get totally surrounded. Unfortunately, doesn't quite make it there. So the Lynx still get in and do a decent amount of damage, but he has so much firepower now.
Yeah, he does. The roaches are completely useless with 3 Immortals on the field. And we have a few more Zealots on the way. And there's a GG from Shmee. So, great job by Frieddirt, tying it up 1-1. Good that we're not going to see a 3-0 in the semifinals. Both players doing a good job. Nobody spoil it in the chat. I'm talking to you, Shmee, and Frieddirt.
Yeah, I don't think these 2 ever do that. It does happen sometimes, though. Players get too excited about their games.
Okay. Moving on to game 3. On King Sejong Station.
Okay. This will be an interesting map for this.
Let's see some Proxy Stargate, man.
I gotta say, when this map first came out, I think a lot of people were just focusing on the size of the ramp and all that, but I think it has turned out to be a map that has actually promoted a lot of normal games in this particular matchup. Also, a lot of oracles. Lots of oracles. People
That's
love
not
oracles
necessarily
on
a
this map.
bad thing.
No.
All right. He's in. You're in. Zero, you're definitely in. I see you right here. You don't see the lobby? Well, I see you. Here, are you getting this?
Wait.
It'll be okay.
It's a
Right.
stream.
Zero, are you loading?
I am loading, yes.
Yeah,
Oh, that
serious.
works.
Yeah, I told
I
you.
didn't know that.
It's okay. I saw him in the lobby. I knew it was going to be okay.
Oh, I don't know if it's working. Let's just go.
See, sometimes that's what you got to do, and sometimes it works out for you. All right, so spawning here on the top left of King Sejong Station. Flustered here in game 2, and now it's tied up. Our reserve player, Shmeegeggy.
And in the bottom right. It started you on Shmeegeggy this time?
Yeah.
Interesting. Oh, well, whatever. In the bottom right, we have from Team Swanky, our Orange Protoss, Frieddirt.
Swanky.
So for those of you who don't know, Case was actually the person that started Thrust as well. So, guy loves those kinds of names. Has a lot of fun with them.
Mm-hmm.
So this map on for these two players, I think this is a good time for Shmeegeggy if he wants to actually pull out some more aggressive play than he's been showing. I mean, he's been real hesitant to do that, but seeing Frieddirt's tendency to go for that crazy wall off, I think this is actually a map where that could work out real great. I've actually had problems with roach attacks on this map. It can be quite difficult to defend against.
I mean, and also in the event that the cannons there at the ramp are too much, you can always just go around the backside and take out the rocks, potentially unbeknownst to your opponent as well if they're not keeping an eye on it.
Yep. Generally speaking, that's not a good idea if they have that assimilator next to the rocks, because it actually projects vision over there.
Yeah.
So that'll give them an extra chance to notice not just the sound of the rocks being attacked, but also see the color on the mini map that there's something down there. But yeah, if you actually have the Nexus, it has just enough vision to pick up on the health bar of the rocks.
Oh, does it?
Yep. So you can just, if you just listen closely, have your speakers adequately high, your sound adequately high enough, you can hear the clickety clack of the flings or whatever hitting the rocks. I don't know, it's just, this map feels, it's just too awkwardly large for a lot of things. But the roach all-ins do seem to work. All things considered.
As well as proxies.
Oh yeah. Oh yeah. Oh yeah. Players love proxies on this map. Not that I can blame them, there's so many places to put stuff. They can get real creative with. I mean, we've seen the behind the base ones. I'd love to see someone go for using the ping tool here. This spot back here would be pretty nice.
Yeah, I mean,
right on this side of the rocks, no one ever looks there.
Yet. That's a pretty crazy spot. Like I've said before, this map is just nuts. It has all sorts of little hiding places around the edges. And yeah, I've never actually seen anybody use those cliffs up there. There is a ramp that goes up there very clearly, so you can get up there and hide something.
So, what about you? What do you think of King Sejong Station?
I mean, I honestly like it. It's a lot different than the other maps you're pretty familiar with, especially with you know, the debris here at the natural, and then all sorts of like we were just talking about the. Oh fuck!
Nothing.
Hey, I'm busy, bro. Excuse my retarded roommate.
Well, to the point that Shmeegeggy is actually not expanded very quickly to a third here. He's getting his lair up, still droning up a little bit.
I guess I do really like the placement of the third as well, because it gives you a little area here that you can pretty easily defend. At least as Terran, that you can move your ball around. But at the same time, you have to keep an eye out of what's over here behind the debris, because I mean, if you haven't expanded to that side of the map, there's could be all sorts of things going on. As we just talked about, proxies, hiding a Stargate or a DT shrine or something. And there's all sorts of places that you can do that. It's kind of a crazy map. I don't know. How do you feel about it?
I was a little bit shaky with it at first, but now I think I like it. It has a decent variety of play, and it can create standard games as well. So, oddly enough, I find that I think Merry-Go-Round and Overgrowth tend to be a little bit more of the crazier maps a lot of the time.
Mm-hmm.
But I don't know. Now that I think about it, Merry-Go-Round might be about on the same level as this map. Overgrowth is the one that just feels like super aggressive to me for some reason.
Well, it does have very, very close spawn points and a very direct attack path. And very open ramps. Very spacey.
But yeah, this one I've decided actually after a while, I think I kind of like it. It's a neat map. Now, this is interesting. Shmeegeggy isn't making any attempt to go for a third. He's just building up army units now.
And he's got 1-1 on the way as well, so this could perhaps be a 2-base timing. I'm not 100% sure. But, you know, the upgrades will kind of indicate that to me. He's also got roach speed on the way. And like you've been saying, the lack of the third base while he produces roaches and lings seems like he's just trying to prepare for something. Which is interesting. Okay, it looks like he's actually going to go for a third now. I was going to say that it was interesting because he doesn't have a baneling nest. He's been a fan of those banelings to bust down the walls. So, yeah, perhaps he is going to go for more macro-oriented, but wants to stay protected at the same time. He actually has a Spire on the way now. So, yeah, it looks like he's just going to be gearing up for the long haul. Wants to make sure he has Corruptors available in the event of Colossi. We're going to see a supply block here. I think so.
There's a Spire.
There it goes.
This is a nice choice on this map.
Yeah, Hydrogen being thrown down as well. So this is looking a lot like Game 1.
I don't think Shmeeg's a fan of J-Dog. A Roach Hydra in the Spire play.
You know,
A lot of people are fans of J-Dog, though. It's not a very... Not necessarily unusual.
yeah. You know, I think just the Roach Hydra is really powerful, and then having the option for a Corruptor, of course, you know, because usually your Protoss set balls are going to have Colossi in there, and you're going to want to deal with those as fast as possible, especially just to keep your Hydras alive. I mean, and your Hydras are your main damage-dealing unit. In the Zerg composition, they just do a ton of damage, and Colossi are kind of the Hydra Bane. So it's definitely a powerful composition. You want to take care of those high-tier Protoss units, and that way your Roach Hydra can just clean everything else up. I would like to see him go back into Viper as well. Ooh, looks like Frieddirt has an observer here and see all what's going on.
So he's built up into Robo, and it looks like he's going into Templar first, actually. Grab the Twilight Council. No Robo Bay yet. Not that I can see anywhere. There he's building it at the back. He's kind of slowly inching his way into both forms of tech, I guess.
Yeah. Robo Bay is on the way now.
Oh, there
but
it is.
we still don't see a third base, so he's going to fall a little bit behind Shmeegeggy here in the macro game. It looks like he's going to move his army out here, perhaps cover for a third.
I think, though, that, like, given how delayed Shmeeg's third actually is, I don't think this is necessarily a problem for Frieddirt.
We'll see. Looks like, yeah, he's dropping some pylons and then down that third base. But yeah, you're right. So the third was quite a bit delayed, but he's able to get it saturated quite a bit faster than Frieddirt. The income tab is pretty heavily in Shmee's favor right now. So it looks like he's already prepared for the Colossi. He's got 4 Corruptors on the way, as well as Zerg Flyer attacks level 1, as well as 2/2 for his Roach Hydras. And continuing to drone up doesn't want to push out for a little while. And I don't blame him. You know, you definitely don't want to let the Protoss get to 4 bases without doing anything, but I think he realizes that, you know, this is an opportunity for him to just get more ahead and secure a win. But
there he's finally starting to build up that roach count. Yeah, this army that he has right now, I think he could actually snipe an attempt to pick up the Nexus, but yeah, he's not actually going for it at all.
I was gonna say, I know
violence there.
Didn't see a 3rd base just yet. I don't think he forgot about it, but he's moving out now. He's got 1 Colossus.
I wonder if Dirt's just trying to sell the idea that he's going for a 3rd and then comes up for an attack instead.
Perhaps so. Shmee does see all of this coming, though. He's going to be ready for it.
Nice positioned Overlord there.
Unfortunately. Oh, okay, I thought I was going to get sniped.
Almost. Looks like he was thinking about it. And yeah, here comes the army for the fight. There's no Colossus here. The Corruptors are just kind of empty supply. Unfortunately, they're in the wrong spot.
Yeah,
there they go.
All the Zealots are dead. Shmee just getting
much stuff.
Positioning there. Wow.
And yeah, while they're really good against the Roaches, Lings are incredibly strong against the Immortals, though. So it's, yep.
Very well done.
Everything dies. And yeah, he held that with basically no real significant losses. Has all his Corruptors and Hydras left.
Saw it coming, positioned appropriately, and dealt with it really well. Now that Frieddirt has lost that engagement and doesn't have a 3rd base, he's definitely behind at this point. I mean, let's just look at the supply. It's 158 to 69 for Frieddirt. But anyway, you see how big push coming from Shmeegeggy. And I don't really think that. I mean, Frieddirt, he has a line of Zealots that he just whooped in. He has the Colossus. Wondering how long he can actually hold this off. My bet is not incredibly long. Just now getting a Templar Archives.
In this location, I think he's okay. Got the double cannon and stalkers here, so he can shoot down the Corruptors if he runs up the ramp. But
he actually backing off for a little bit. Just wanted to make sure that Frieddirt didn't have a 3rd. I like that. Just playing the war of attrition.
it's a style both of these players like a lot, and they've used to great success in this tournament so far.
Yeah, I mean he can let Frieddirt sit back and do everything he wants off the 2 base, but they'll never actually catch up to him, especially when he's in the 4th base. So Shmee just feeling incredibly safe right now. 192 supply to 101 of Frieddirt, so nearly double. But Frieddirt throwing some Archons into the mix. He's actually faltering on his upgrades in comparison to Game 1, where we saw Frieddirt get up to 3-3 quite quickly. Now Shmee is 3-3 on the way, and Frieddirt's still sitting on 1-2. Does have 3 weapons on the way, though. Ooh, looks like Shmee's going to actually go all the way around back to the rocks here. Now
this is nice if he can get the rocks down quickly.
Yeah, he'll have to get those down very quickly because Frieddirt has complete vision of those rocks, and everything is placed back here. You know, I almost don't think he'll.
I mean, like, I think opening the hole here, so to speak, like taking out the rocks is a good idea, and then attacking from this other angle. So draw the units back.
Yeah, exactly. I like that. This is exactly what you're just talking about. Frieddirt pulling everything back here to go with the rocks.
And now his thirds are completely exposed.
Exactly.
This is actually a really nice play.
I love this. You know, this is how I like to play against Protoss as well. Okay, so Frieddirt's sniffing what's up and decides to go back to the ramp because that's where the main force is at. But yeah, I mean, the Protoss army is just so immobile sometimes that you can abuse that fact. And apparently even a Zerg when he can do stuff like this, but also with drops from other races.
Oh, Frieddirt, his intention was entirely dragged back over here. He did cancel Nexus, which is great, but these 2 roaches are still breaking the rocks now.
Yeah.
Which means this location is going to be really open for a counterattack later.
Unfortunately, you're right. If Frieddirt moves out, a huge Ling run by could just devastate the mirror line there at the second. Looks like we're going to see an engagement here.
Nope.
Splitting up and getting caught. Not taking.
Going to see a pathing problem is what we're going to see.
Yeah.
There it is.
Frieddirt dropping that 3rd once again. Now Shmee can win an engagement before that 3rd is up and running. He'll just dominate the rest of the game. But he's letting Frieddirt sit back. I'm surprised he's let it go this far. Frieddirt will be maxed here in about 40 supply. And he's got a scary composition coming together. He's got a lot of Archons, Colossus, and 3 Immortals there. And a ton of Zealots that do have charge. So Frieddirt actually going to try to take matters into his own hands and go push out.
I don't think this is a bad idea at all, because this is still, like, a lot of this army is still in those Corruptors, and they're going to become completely useless here. Yeah, there's one Colossus, but with all that extra DPS in the form of the Archons...
Losing that Colossus.
You know what?
Zealots are now dead.
Yeah, I was going to say, I have to take that back. It's too much DPS. Holy crap. Wow, look at that. It's just getting... Oh, that's why. Only has +1 armor.
Yep.
3-3. He's behind 2 upgrades. Ouch. So everything he has is like paper compared to the Zerg's attacks.
Unfortunately, yeah. And Shmee will just be able to go back into the back door if he crushes everything here. Looks like he's not going to quite do that yet. So Frieddirt now does have a third, and level 2 armor is going to be done here in about a minute. But Shmee just has a massive bank and a lot of larva. He's just nearly maxed, and he can remax as soon as he loses his units. So I think this is going to be the end of Frieddirt.
Great move in from the wings here. Cancels a bunch of, I think those are cannons that were trying to go up. And Nexus is dead for sure. Army can't really fight this, I don't think, but
Frieddirt
he doesn't want to push the issue.
Frieddirt has 2 Stargates on the way, but he doesn't have the money to support something like that. And again, like you said in the last game, any Stargate units are going to be at 0-0 and just cardboard against 3-3 Hydralisks.
Yeah, I think it's one of those things where you actually have to start researching the upgrades a little bit in advance of a tech switch like that. Just kind of like what the Zerg does with the Mutalisks, where they'll start getting flyer, or Corruptors, where they'll start getting flyer attacks a little bit before they get the Mutalisks or the Corruptors.
Yeah.
The problem is it's just not something that you think about a lot with Protoss. Often it's just go one or the other. Like a big giant switch like this is a little hard to do, honestly. But you still kind of have to keep it in mind, though, because if they do go something like Broodlords, you need the ability to get Tempest.
Definitely.
Speaking of that, I would like a Greater Spire in this position quite a bit.
Great positioning there by Shmee. Beauty surrounding Frieddirt. No storms, only 1 Archon, and everything's just going to get cleaned up here. There's GG from Frieddirt. Shmee taking game 3.
Oh man. Just opened up the party chat and I saw Zero's like lol at the end. Right when you started it. Oh man. Well, you know, that's an interesting game.
That was definitely well done by Shmee. Again, just that war of attrition is so effective, especially if you can keep the Protoss in 2 bases. You're going to win just because they can't get up to the critical amount of upgraded tier 3 units that they need to complete the death ball. So we will hop into the lobby for game 4, which will be played on Habitation Station Ladder Edition. And if you give me 1 second, I've got to take a quick break.
Okay, well, while he's doing that, let's say hi to everybody in the chat right now. We have, of course, Mr. Dirt and Mr. Shmeg, our players in this match at the moment. Saw Oxygen earlier, Geckos, Gomu, Faust. Question is, who else is here? Because my viewers list is giving me the spinny circle of doom. I see Fade in the chat. Anybody else am I missing? Scroll. Zombie was here earlier. Yeah. So I don't know if he's still here at the moment. Dr. Nick. Mr. Dompers, I believe. If I am not... I think... Can't remember. I have your name wrong. Well, yeah, thanks for hanging out with us today, guys. It's unfortunate that we only have this one series, though I have to say with these two players, it's like it's taken up all the time we expected to. Honestly. Ah, yes, good. Well, Mr. Dompers. It was a pleasure playing Heroes with you the other day. By the way... So, Zero.
Yes.
So the plan right now is we're going to be playing D3 on Monday, right?
Yes. Right now, that is the plan.
Do we have any ideas what we're doing? Like, I know we said something about hardcore characters.
Oh man,
but...
I wanted to create a hardcore game.
Uh-huh.
And turn the difficulty up as high as we think we can stand it. And see how long we last.
Okay. I can tell you, I think, from having experienced enough of Master, that all the melee characters will die.
Yeah, probably.
Just at Master. If we try to go up to Torment, we'll all die. I'm pretty sure that'll happen. So we have to make a choice, right? Like, are we going to try and get ourselves killed as fast as possible, effectively, and then do it seriously, or are we going to try and survive for a couple weeks?
We should survive. We should turn it into a series.
Okay, well, then we probably don't want to go up above Master.
The Diablo 3 Final Destination.
Diablo 3 Final Destination.
We've cheated
monk.
death for too long.
all monk, no items.
All monk, no items. Yeah. Oh,
I'm sorry.
So silly.
Good old melee jokes.
Only healing mantras. We'll just heal each other.
You can get the damage upgrade on it. So you're like, we're constantly running away from every mob.
That would be so silly. Oh man.
Yeah, you should, Shmeegeggy. It's pretty fun.
Yep, D3 is definitely a huge time sink. It's great. Basically Diablo 2 with updated graphics.
At this point, yeah. I mean,
unfortunately, though, they've been moving more toward higher drop rates type thing. I kind of miss the way Diablo 2 was. You know, it took you a while. You had to work at it. But
yep. And all that said, I still don't have the rest of Blackthorn's set. So they may have increased the drop rate, but they haven't increased my luck. So
yeah,
if you know what I mean.
Yeah, I understand. Mine's the same way.
All I have is the freaking amulet. I want the rest of it. I want to be immune to half the stupid things the champions can do to you.
Yeah.
Sadly, you're not immune to arcane. I think that's deliberate. You'll never be immune to arcane. Laser beams will always be your fear.
Right. Right.
Now, Doctor does have a point, though. I mean, there's no trading, so having the drop rates higher is nice in that way. Hello.
Yeah,
Hello, freaks.
I really.
The lobby for pre-tournament milk and cookies.
No, I sleep here.
What?
Oh, 11 pledge.
Dude, it's the semifinals. We have to hear the SpongeBob.
I don't think so. I don't think so. Maybe for the finals. I don't know. I haven't decided yet.
I know.
I know.
Countess Julia's cameo. Oh, it prevents arcane. Oh, I want that now.
We're starting.
All right, fine.
Game
Also,
4.
Legendary, my friend found. It is literally just a board with nails in it. And the description is simple but effective.
Okay. Spawning on the top right of Habitation Station, our Orange Protoss player, Frieddirt. Losing game 3. He's got to bring it back here in game 4. He loses the semifinals and drops from the tournament.
in the top left part of the map, we have our green Zerg player, Shmeegeggy, looking to close it out. So there's no... This is the loser bracket game, then?
Yes.
Or is there no loser bracket below semis?
This is the loser bracket
Oh,
semifinals. Okay. The winner of this goes on to the finals.
All right, yeah.
God, who's in the finals? I can't remember. I can't remember. Are you checking the bracket?
No, I wasn't looking at that.
Okay,
but
let's not spoil it though.
Oh, no, not going to.
Okay.
If you want to look for the brackets and you want to spoil yourself, however, you can find them by going to the Day 9 forums, specifically to the StarCraft 2 section, and looking for the DKTL Season 3 brackets and season info and other things in caps.
Frieddirt actually not going for the Forge Fast Expand here. Walling at the top of his main base. Same kind of stuff coming out of Shmee. Early pull. His gas is a little bit behind normal timing, but there it is.
So basically, our players know what they want to do. They know that they're best at doing it. They're going to make it happen.
Oh, yeah. This is the first time we've seen this sort of opener out of Frieddirt now. Shmeegeggy does know what's going on here.
Still, it's unfortunate that he's doing it on this particular map if he is going for the gateway expand. There is a thin but very powerful ling mass timing that you can do against a person who goes for that gateway expansion. They just won't really have anything to deal with it. Life, of course, being the individual that
Shmee
found that
definitely has that opportunity as well to do something like that. To go for that third base, but he also will be getting speed.
Still, I like that. I like that Dirt's trying something different, though. I mean, he's been doing the exact same style all the whole series so far. It has worked fine once, but every time things go real long, Shmeegeggy seems to get a real nice advantage. I mean, unless he gets seriously mind gamed at the beginning.
Yeah, unfortunately, yeah, that was actually really well done by Frieddirt. I love that. But it looks like overall, Shmeegeggy just has a bit stronger macro style. But we'll see, how Frieddirt can attempt to counter that. He's actually going with the Robo, the one-gate Robo with no expansion this far. This is going to be pretty interesting. Frieddirt going for a proxy, so he's going to play incredibly aggressive now. Instead
Two
of
gases, fast Robo.
He might be going for a 3-gate Robo push, but normally, actually, I don't really know the Protoss timings for that. So is it this gate Robo and then follow up with 2 more gates?
I think so. I mean, the thing about this is that it's a very, very old build, and defending it isn't really all that hard.
Yeah.
Usually the variation that people will go for is the 2-base version, which is a lot of sentries, 3 immortals, a lot of zealots, get over to his base, kill everything.
Yeah.
But the thing is, if Shmeegeggy is not used to dealing with this,
definitely,
then this could still kill him real effectively. Unfortunately, the proxy pylon's been discovered.
Yeah, Shmeegeggy with the good scoutwings there finds that pylon. Let's see if Frieddirt has to place another one, because that's going to be key to keeping his push strong. Actually, chrono boosting out an immortal. And warp gate as fast as possible. So I wonder if, after finding that pylon, Shmee just kind of sniffs some sort of all-in coming. Let's have Lings headed out. It's going to get that Zelnaga. Or perhaps not. I'm going to leave it.
At the very least, he's going to be looking around for more pylons.
Yeah, looks like that's what he's doing.
I mean, it's you never really know for certain. You get rid of the first pylon, you think it's one of two things is happening. Either he's putting more pylons around the map for a later push, or he isn't, and you've delayed the push. Either way, still a good idea to keep checking around because that extra probe comes out. Want to be able to snag that. Doesn't look like he's going to bother, though. And in fact, he's... Wait, does he even have Warp Gate? Did it just finish? Yes, it is. Okay. Unfortunately, the game part interface is not always particularly helpful for trying to figure out what upgrades actually exist. But got to get used to actually pressing that G key.
So Frieddirt, several sentries, or 2 sentries, excuse me, an immortal with another one just about finished. Just going to start moving out here. Shmee is continuing to drone up. But he has an overlord, so he will see this coming. And likely will react appropriately.
Well, the question is, though, how much... He only has 3 larvae, so he can't really add to this defensive force much. Ooh, and supply
He always
block.
drops some spines if he wanted to. He doesn't have a ton of minerals, but yeah, being supply blocked like that is not what he wants. He's actually spending all his money on 4 overlords. Frieddirt could actually make a push happen right now.
He's got to do it, though. Like, he's announced his presence, and he's just hanging out. He needs to get over there.
Frieddirt, better push before those spines finish.
Hesitation. This hesitation could prove fatal.
He's waiting for a proxy pylon, perhaps. Yeah, I think that's what he's doing, because he has a probe here moving over to drop the proxy pylon. That's just going to take too much time, and his window's going to close.
If he can get a 3rd immortal, he might still have the power to break this down, but he would have to drag the army out of there to fight away from the spine crawlers.
He's moving out now.
This is going to be kind of close.
It definitely is. The spines are going to finish before this engagement really happens. Yeah. Well, actually snipes one of them down, but he's going to take a lot of damage from the wings.
Falls back, has enough force fields for a cutoff, does that.
That sentry survived with 1 health. Wow.
Really, really nice. 3 stalkers coming out.
He does have 3 immortals, and that is a lot of firepower, especially against the spines and the roaches.
Yeah, force fields
a
here.
lot of lings.
Nice.
So many lings. He's going to need to do something.
This is exactly what he needed to do, though. I mean, if he may lose a lot of stuff here, but fighting this army piecemeal is the only way to kill him. So we'll see if it's just enough, though. The lings are basically gone. He's got 3 immortals against all of these roaches, unfortunately not controlling them back or anything.
Yeah, but the 10 lings in production are, I think, going to clean this up. A few more stalkers warped in to back up this push. But now, you know, there are 2 spine crawlers that are done. And he's in full retreat. He's going back home.
He does have a nexus coming up here, so we just so it's not too bad off, but he would have liked to have got a little bit more done with that. And if he had just pushed up right away, he probably could have. Okay, 2 immortals. Does get them both back home, which is nice. And he still has this proxy pylon here, which could come into play, but I have a feeling that Shmeeg will probably sniff that out and take care of it. Ah, the gold base. This is very aggressive on Shmeeggy's part.
Well, he did just completely deflect a pretty big push out of Frieddirt, set it back quite a bit. So I think that's a good choice. I think he's going to be able to hold that gold base just fine. There's nothing really coming out of Frieddirt that would tell me otherwise. Maybe, you know, if he'd placed a Stargate down.
Sure, or if he's getting a War Prism. Yeah.
But for now, I think that gold's going to be just fine. Frieddirt just, falling back on the 2nd base here. You know, he definitely rocked Shmee back onto his heels for just a little bit, but I don't think it was quite enough. He fell back on his supply quite a bit. We're at 86 supply for Shmee, down to 53 Frieddirt. Shmee working on the 3rd base, while Frieddirt just now got his 2nd.
Dirt's actually not aware of this gold base yet. He does have an observer over here that could check it out. One thing that's actually been happening a lot in Shmeeggy's games so far is there's basically no detection. Like, it doesn't seem to be built into his build. He gets it with the overseers later in the game, but this means that the observers are able to see basically everything.
Yeah, I've noticed that as well. He's hasn't sniped nearly any observers.
By the way, Dark Shrine.
Of course, and there's a
So, anytime Dark Shrine, being a famous phrase uttered by people, as is one behind Dark Shrine, which is part of anytime, therefore, if playing, then Dark Shrine as Protoss.
So now we have a War Prism out, and it looks like it's rallied all the way over to the main base, but it's going to be spotted by these overseers, or overlords, excuse me.
Real interesting thing, though, is what's he going to do when he notices this gas here? Because it's going to pick up on his vision. He sees an assimilator right there, and then he's like, wait a minute, what do you got down here? Oh, you have a gold base. No, we can't have that. And he's going to start warping in something right there.
I don't think Shmee has actually caught this just yet.
Nope. He still doesn't have his eyes up on the top of the map.
It's there, but I'm looking at his player camera right now. He's not actually paying attention to that. So we'll see if he spots it though.
Oh, and there's a base coming down to the left of this pylon, which he still hasn't picked up on. So if he warps in up here and then down there, he can at least take out the 4th.
Ooh, and there he goes. He sees the warp prism now. And we'll see how he reacts to it. Now Frieddirt.
But yep, there comes the army to respond to that. It's warping in 3 DTs.
Oh,
but there's no detection here, and he's gonna run away, and the warp prism's gonna get out of there.
Oh no.
Oh, it was gonna get out of there, but it was miscontrolled.
And he's morphing in an overseer, but okay, it's gonna finish before too much can actually be done. He's gonna get the queen though. He does not get the queen. Wow.
4 health. Wow.
That was really close.
Basically 1 hit left. Ninja expansion from Dirt. Ooh.
He's got to do what he's got to do.
Couple DTs right here, and then wait for him to move out. He's got this 4th right here. It's a juicy 4th. Just wait for the Zerg to leave his base. Of course, the problem with Shmeegeggy is that he never leaves. So maybe that's not a very effective tactic against him.
Just waits for you to push and then kills your push and then kills you.
At least that's what he's attempting to do.
Yeah, he does find that proxy pylon, as you called earlier. He deals with that just fine. Definitely good creep spread as well. Start advancing towards the natural expansion of Frieddirt. Frieddirt's Stargate just finished as well. So he does have the 2 gas up on that 3rd base, so likely going to start some more gas income. And might be able to support a tech switch like that.
Double Archon Immortal. Rest of the army hanging out over here, and I think, I mean, so far we've seen Shmeegeggy basically adopt the approach of, if he's got a 3rd base, I kill it. And so he might be feeling a little more comfortable than he should be right now. Just, I don't think he realizes that this, I don't think it's even crossed his mind that a ninja base could exist. Normally he's been pretty good about checking for that, though. So where do you think we're going to go from here?
You know, if he doesn't find that bottom right base, he just might trouble if Frieddirt is allowed to tech up here. He's got the fleet beacon on the way. If he manages to get enough gas to throw in some high tier Stargate units, I think even without the upgrades, just the carriers. I mean, if he gets them in a high enough number, it could be a big problem for Shmee.
Yeah, he needs to not. He needs to not reveal this for a while, though.
Yeah.
And he's getting the upgrade.
Shmee is actually working on Enduring Locusts, so I mean, he is maxed. So at some point, he's gonna have to push if he wants to utilize Swarm Hosts. But if Shmee does find this 3rd base here at the bottom right, it's just over for Frieddirt. He's not gonna.
I'll admit, I like the carriers, but not because I think they're a good choice.
Oh,
I don't know if I think they're a good choice, but I think they're awesome. So
there are a lot of corruptors.
Good enough with me.
The corruptors are only at 0/0, but still there's a lot of them.
10.
And that's
they'll snipe that immediately.
There'll be a big problem for those carriers. But it's a good choice. I mean, it's for Frieddirt just to try something different. You know, nothing else he's done has really worked out for him in the previous games. So maybe he's just trying to throw his opponent for a loop.
Now, part of me wonders if Shmeegeggy just grabs the Locust upgrade just so he can have the option of going to Swarm House.
Yeah.
He never actually seems to do it. He almost always just goes Roach Hydra Corruptor. Maybe it's a follow-up that he has in mind in case it doesn't work out.
Shmee actually going for the bottom left base for a total of 5 bases. Frieddirt tries to grab that 4th. And Shmee just still way ahead in supply. He's just 2 supply away from being maxed. Frieddirt's 167 supply. Now, definitely doing well on his upgrades as well. Doesn't have 3/3 started just yet. But we're going to see some sort of some sort of action here from Shmee. If we've seen, or if we've learned anything about Shmee from the past, it's that he just goes in, does a bunch of damage, and then takes off and remaxes. And doesn't like to lose his entire force or do too much damage on the first push. He's got a great split going on here. And completely surround his Protoss opponent. It looks like that's exactly what he's going to do. He's flanking his opponent on both sides. Well done by Shmee. You can see how Frieddirt actually fares against this. Numbers are starting to dwindle.
It's too bad. This is actually a very force fieldable location. So if he had been able to pick up on what was going on, he could have just cut off half of the Zerg army without fighting him at all.
Pushed into the other half.
But it's unfortunately it went into the choke point, which resulted in absolute devastation to his force.
And despite having all that gas income there on the bottom right, the carriers were never in the fray.
2 carriers. 2 more coming out. He's chrono boosting them. He needs like a minute to get these out. Carriers will eventually arrive. Yeah. Oh, by the way, here they are. Now, here's the thing. Carriers are actually the most efficient units in an A-move engagement until somebody micros at all and then kills the carrier.
So Frieddirt, despite probably losing, there's the GG. Despite losing the semifinals, he does find solace in the fact that he got his carriers out. So let's have a round of applause for Frieddirt.
Yay!
Congratulations. You made it to carriers, you win Protoss.
However, Shmeegeggy, on the other hand, is moving up to the finals. So who will he be facing?
Let's focus on the important stuff. Yeah, Shmeegeggy 3-1 against Frieddirt, moving, as Mega just said, into the finals of the Bronze Silver bracket of the Day-Night Tournament League Season 3. Let's find the bracket. Because I don't have it readily available, unfortunately.
Clicky, clicky, clicky. Make screen bigger. Keep making screen bigger.
Yeah, that's right. It was Delta 3, I believe. Was it?
Yeah, Delta 3 took out Shmeeg 3-0. It looks like they'll be playing each other again.